Hey guys, Hawaii 50 here. It's been a little while since I've done a video, and I figured today would be a good day to do one, as a lot's been going on with the tank. Some good, some bad, and a little bit in between. So I'll start off down here in the refugium, and as you can see, the caulerpa algae is doing really well. Pretty much quadrupled in size, and not showing any signs of stopping, so really happy with that. You'll also see that I have a Bangai cardinal in here. This is not the original Bangai cardinal that I had in the tank from Blue Zoo Aquatics. This one is also from Blue Zoo Aquatics, but unfortunately the first one did not pull through. He did not eat. So I thought I'd give Blue Zoo another chance, so I ordered this guy with a few other new additions, and I'll show you those in a minute. But this guy also exhibited the same eating issues. He just would not eat, unfortunately. Blue Zoo recommended live brine shrimp. They also recommended the Blue Zoo fish mix, which they say they feed these fish. This guy did not touch that fish food at all. He did not touch the live brine shrimp. He didn't touch any of the fish food that I made for him. Nothing. So what I did is I did a bit of research, and I called Blue Zoo and I spoke to one of the guys over there. They recommended this product to me. I bought it from my local fish store. It's Seachem Entice, and it's supposed to do exactly what it says on the tin: entice fish to eat their food. So I mixed in the brine shrimp with this, and it took about 2 or 3 tries, and after the 3rd try, I believe, that's when he started eating his brine shrimp. So since then, he will not hesitate to eat brine shrimp, and now and again he'll eat the high performance diet, which I'm trying to get my fish onto as well. So it's about a 50-50 chance whether or not he'll take the high performance diet or not. But for right now, as I said, he's eating brine shrimp without any problems, and we're on our way. So I'm gonna basically keep him in this refugium until I can get him eating the high performance diet only, and then I'll use brine shrimp as a bit of a treat for the fish and things like that. So just see how he goes, really. As you can see, there's also a little bit of algae growing as well. Looks like I'm having a bit of a diatom bloom, and that's indicative of what's going on upstairs, and I'll go over why that is in a bit. But as I mentioned previously, I've added a few new additions to the tank, and as you can see, there's one of them there. That is a Mycosca flasheras. I don't want to go any closer because he's actually quite shy when it comes to the camera. And there we go, I pushed my luck. So he's in there. The Royal Grama is still doing really well. He's in the tank. Both of them eat really well. Excellent colouring. No complaints there. Cleaner Shrimp 2, he's hiding behind this rock here. It's where he's kind of set up base. I'm a little bit disappointed he doesn't come out more often, but that's his choosing. And I'm hoping that maybe once I add more fish to the tank, he'll start coming out a little bit more as well. We'll see. I also have in here a pistol shrimp and a yellow watchman goby. The yellow watchman goby I didn't see for about a week, and then he poked his head out from this little burrow here, and I just happened to be passing by the tank and looking in, and I just saw him there, so I was really relieved to see that he was still alive and still going okay. And the pistol shrimp I never see. The only reason why I know he's alive is because I hear him snapping away, and sometimes I will see his little antennas poking out of one of the burrows that they have. They've actually done quite a number here, and it's actually forced the aquascape to move a little bit. Even though the rocks were initially set up without sand, they were set up on a bare glass bottom, they've still somehow managed to have everything shift a little bit. So the burrowing goes all the way around. So I'm guessing, you know, a lot of burrowing means they're happy, so I'm not going to argue with it. I just wish I could see them a little bit more. And I'm a little bit disappointed too, doubly, because my intention with the yellow Watchman goby is that he would make up the yellow in the tank, with, you know, a bit of supplementation from the Royal Grama. So I feel a little bit cheated, not gonna lie. I bought those two and I never see them. So we'll see, we'll see. Hopefully, you know, as time goes by, they'll become more braver and more confident, and we'll go from there. Alright, main thing, corals. Firstly, zoanthids, doing beautifully, no complaints. Really happy with them. They look amazing under the lights, and they are actually spreading and growing a little bit too, so really happy with that. The candy cane corals, unfortunately the same can't be said for them. When I first put the candy canes in the tank, they looked really nice for about the first maybe 5 days or so, and then they started to deteriorate. My levels are spot on. Ammonia 0, nitrate 0, nitrate undetectable. Specific gravity is 0.26 to 0.25 at the lowest. pH is 8.3. Calcium is about 450. Magnesium is 1350. I can't remember what alkalinity is off the top of my head, but I do know that it's within, you know, the good bracket, so to speak, because I've been checking it every day, and you'd think I'd be able to remember it, but for some reason my mind's just drawing a blank. And temperature of the tank is hovering around 78 degrees, fluctuating by a degree at the most throughout the day, downwards that is, so 77, 78 degrees. Let's see, so flow is good in the tank. We have a nice random flow provided by the sea swell, and we have the MP40s fluctuating between all available programs throughout the day, thanks to the new EcoSmart integration. So there's no issues there with flow, no issues there with the levels in the tank. So the only thing it could be is lighting. So when I first initially set up the Radions, and for those of you who don't know, I have 2 Radion Generation 2 light fixtures. They sit about, well, they're basically on the roof of the canopy, so we're looking at about, I don't know, 12 inches, a bit less, 11 inches, 10 inches from the water level. I started off with them using the high growth graph template, as you'll see here, and I just adjusted it slightly to throw in a little bit of an extra moon cycle. This is actually pulled from the template, so this is what I had. The brightness here is showing 50%. That's the standard is actually 100% when you first throw that up. So I dropped it down to 45% brightness. So when I had it at 45% brightness, the corals weren't doing fantastically, unfortunately. As I said, they do well for about 5 days or so. Same with the hammer coral. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but he did really well for the first few days, and then all of a sudden he started declining and going downhill. Then I thought, well, maybe it's because they're not getting enough light. Bear in mind, this is a 3-foot tank, and I have 2 of the Radion fixtures on this tank, so you know, plenty of spread, plenty of light. So I thought, well, maybe I just need to bump it up a bit. So I bumped it up to 50%, and again, no change. And the candy canes started to deteriorate quite badly. As you can see here, we have a bit of a brown coloration coming through on them. It's not brown slime disease. There's no slime coming off of them. It's just the color pigmentation is being lost in them, unfortunately. And you'll see here, same on these guys. Now the reason these two actually used to be one piece. I fragged them thinking that it would be an issue with flow, perhaps. So I fragged them, put one in a high flow area and one in a low flow area. No change. Still not responding very well. So that was when I upped it up to 50%. 2 weeks passed, still no improvement. I'd feed them a little bit, they would puff up and they'd get a little bit of coloration back, but then they'd start to decline again. So I started doing a bit of research, and I found a guy's tank who just happened to also share his Radion schedule. His tank is twice the size of mine, and he runs his lights at 60%, and he has 2 of the Radion Pros. So his tank, again, twice the size, 130 gallons. He runs his at 60% intensity. Mine is a 65 gallon tank. They were running at 50%, so I was thinking, well, maybe that's why I'm not doing so well. So I did a bit of looking around and in the forums, and a lot of people are quite surprised by and underestimated the intensity of these Radions. And they do have quite a kick to them. So what I did is I downloaded this guy's template, and I'm going to show you what I've gone from. So I was originally at the high growth template here at 50%. This is exactly what I had previously, except the times were different. And I'm now going with this. This is the same template as what the other guy was using on his tank, and he also includes pictures of his tank, and he shows the progress of his tank over about the course of 2 years, and it's nothing short of amazing, to be honest. He has fantastic growth, fantastic color. Obviously it's not all down to the lights, but the lights do play a large part in that. So I took his template, I knocked it down from the brightness of 60%. As you can see, the brightness is shown up here. I knocked that down from 60% to 30%, and today is day 1. So fingers crossed this will be a step in the right direction. Now, if it turns out that the corals don't start responding, then it's going to be one of 3 things. The lights just were never intense enough from the start. For some reason now I have to get my nitrates to show some detectable levels so that there's a little bit more nutrients in the water for the corals. Or a third reason is a reason that I haven't thought of, and somebody out there, such as yourself, who's watching this might have an idea. But the only thing that I can think of right now that would be causing the corals not to be doing too well is because the lights were too bright and just weren't doing the job. So hopefully I'm on the right track. We'll see. I'm looking now at the time on this video, and I realise I've gone on for over 10 minutes, so I apologise for that. But I just wanted to share with you my pain and frustration that I'm having with these corals not doing very well. I also, one last thing, I have a Duncan in the tank, and this guy, again, same thing, did really well for the first couple of days, and then just started slowly to deteriorate, even after being fed a couple times a week too. So I'm going to cut it short now, guys. If you have any suggestions or any thoughts as to where I might be going wrong, I'd really appreciate it, and I'd really like to hear from you, because I'm getting a little bit pissed off now. I shouldn't be losing corals. Okay, alright, thanks guys, and we'll see you soon for another update shortly. Cheers, bye.